Hi there, my name is Sharon Rolfe, and I am Queen of Courage on Instagram. And I I also lead a group, Loneliness to Resilience, on Wednesdays every week at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. I'm north of Seattle. And I gave a presentation today that I think is so crucial that I want you to know it, put it in a concise way that you can um, dev uh, devour it, uh, be fed by it, and I feel really good about how this will help you because um, it's a very important topic. So just a second, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, from current slide. All right, here we go. So I have started using AI a little bit, and I'm pleasantly surprised at how much it helps me in just some kind of basic ways. So every now and I get these questions in my mind because I'm curious, and I asked AI how it was related to resilience. And it gave me some good answers, and I want to share them with you. So, if you're trying to build resilience, and in these days that they are, um, you know, I think the best thing I did for my building resilience is I stopped my foot and said I refuse to live my life based on fear. Well, that has changed my life a lot, and sometimes I had to be put this up to my nose and say, stop worrying. And or I made this little art block, and that's been a big help too. Worry is a misuse of imagination. It's just spinning your wheels, going nowhere. You know, our brain is for ingenuity. And so here's all the benefits that come from curiosity. I To me it changes a lot of things. So let's get started. The benefits of curiosity is curiosity keeps you young. Those that maintain a sense of wonder throughout life live longer. And since I deal a lot with retirement people, seniors, living longer kind of is on their radar. And the way to live longer is to be curious. Wow, that's not too hard. Okay, curiosity helps you learn. Curiosity enables you to remember new information. Well, I take supplements to help me uh, with my brain fog, but um, to actually enable me to remember new information, like the names of my dogs that I give biscuits to on my walk. But it makes your mind open, I think is kind of what that means. Okay, curiosity encourages better relationships. Better relationships. Um, don't we all need that? I actually was sent a link yesterday to chamberofconnection.org. Seattle is becoming a pilot location for this to be launched. I don't know when the launch date is, but chamberofconnection.org is the title of it. And I'm going to look into it because curiosity encourages better relationships. Being really interested in other people helps build strong relationships. Well, I know I need to work on that. You might have heard this quote from Walt Disney: when you're curious, you find lots of interesting things to do. Well, that's kind of how hobbies start, I suppose. And interesting things keeps our brain engaged. I think that's a good sign. So, all right, good. You got coming along here with me already? All right. I in AI kind of propose that curiosity is a lifeline to building resilience. Man, did I stumble onto something pretty powerful? Cool. So Curiosity enhances, increases, boosts, and improves. So here's the 4 areas. It enhances resilience in that our ability to adjust thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in response to challenges. So curiosity helps us be flexible, adjust our thoughts and emotions and behaviors. I like that so far. Curiosity enhances resilience with an open mind, allows for better understanding, more effective emotional regulation, and a greater composure and flexibility. So that opens me up to other people's input is kind of what that sounds like. Better understanding, more effective emotional regulation. Maybe I won't get so mad or ticked or irritated. And greater composure and flexibility. That's like a willow tree is flexible. You can bend with the wind and the weather a little bit. That's kind of interesting. Okay, curiosity as a lifeline in that it increases well-being. Well-being gives us greater life satisfaction, stronger mental well-being, higher levels of positive emotions, and more effective satisfaction with life. Who knew? And it also lowers levels of anxiety. Okay, curiosity, building resilience increases our well-being, our life satisfaction, stronger mental well-being, higher levels of positive emotions, and more satisfaction with life and less anxiety. I'll buy some of that. All right, and curiosity boosts brain function, memory, language, thinking, attention, reasoning skills, and encourages good brain health. That's our mental well-being, boosts brain function. All right, and then curiosity, building resilience, it actually improves our relationships. Improves our relationships, huh? Approach conversations with genuine interest, listening intently, asking meaningful questions, and creates more positive, inclusive moments. I think that might build into it a little bit of kindness and how we feel, help others feel seen and heard and valued. That all goes towards improving our relationships with curiosity. Your approach to conversations are genuine. Yeah, I always am pretty genuine with my conversations. I listen intently and ask meaningful questions. What comes to mind is if you're out in the public transportation, like the train or the um, bus or even the airlines, and you're sitting next to somebody, and do you brave being, starting a conversation with someone? Even a simple thing like, what's your two favorite hobbies? I've been asking a lot of people those kind of questions lately, online actually, and trying my effort to build a relationship. Okay, so one more slide here. So curiosity brings creativeness into one's life. That's one of my favorite reasons why I like curiosity. I think it also kind of adds a spiritual element and innovation. It kind of like, I need to think outside of my own mind brain thoughts and see what else is out there. Um, Maybe somebody knows something I don't know. Could be. And um, it kind of opens us up to a new way of thinking looking for more information, data, um, other people's experience. So when you're curious, you become creative. Creative means you're willing to create new things, um, because you see things in a different or broader way. I'm always amazed at people who are able to connect the dots in a new way. I try to sometimes. In fact, one of the curious things I've been having on my mind in the last month or two is, I wonder where the birds and crows and animals, where do they sleep? I don't know who can tell me the answer, but that's something I'm kind of curious about. No particular reason. I just want to learn. All right. Popularity and gaining friends is what curiosity will help us with. When you're curious, you show interest in people, ask questions, and let them talk about themselves. We kind of need and want an invitation to share. I'm an introvert, so I tend to kind of stick to myself quite a bit, but I could use some more friends. So when I'm curious, I show interest in people and ask and let them talk about themselves. Conversation, after all, is supposed to be a bouncing ball back and forth. And oftentimes when you ask people about themselves, they might invite you to reciprocate. How cool. And then a curious person is an interesting and an open-minded person. Whoa, that's kind of heavy and profound. Curiosity opens your mind to new facts and information. It makes you inquisitive. Boy, I think employers like inquisitive people and desirous to explore new ideas and new ways of making things. Um, I don't know anything that comes to mind on there, but well, okay, yeah. I like telling the story that back when I was about 21, 22, 23 or so, I would I had a project to make crocheting a ripple Afghan. Well, in those days, a lot of people were making ripple Afghans, but I was going to be unique. I always loved being unique. And so instead of it being just yellow, oranges, and browns, I made mine with red and green in it. And it turned out to look more like an autumn leaf, reds and greens and oranges and yellows and browns. And I still use it on my bed here in the wintertime, especially. And I'm so glad I made that ripple Afghan, because I made it out of wool, so high quality. But it was during the time I was making that quilt, that Afghan, that I had this critical voice come to me on a Friday night. And I had actually made a point to promise myself I would put at least 2 to 4 rows on every night, at least 3, 4 times a week. And this critical voice came in, Sharon, it's Friday night. You should be out there uh, being, going to the bar and creating friends and all that kind of thing. And I said, wait a minute, I'm doing what I want to do. I decided to do this. I'm in control of my schedule. And I said, shoot, get out of here. I didn't let that negative thought um, steer me away from my project. And 50 years later, I'm still enjoying that project that I finished on my wool Afghan. All right. So I want to encourage you to invite curiosity into your life. Oh, here's a little slide that I thought was so cute, because I often tell people as they're getting older that if they could imagine adding the curiosity of a 3-year-old into their life, how much different that would make their life. They wouldn't feel so stuck. They wouldn't feel so bored. They would maybe become interesting. So this little slide has, like a 3-year-old peering over the kitchen counter, and it says, "Keep being curious, and you'll remain young at heart and mind." I fully believe that. And we like the idea of being young at heart the older we get. I think, at least I do. And that quote came from Ramesh Sasson from the successconsciousness.com website. And it says, "A curious person seldom gets bored. There's always something new to learn, to know, and to explore or to fix." Life for a curious person is always interesting and exciting. So I want to invite you to add being a curious person, curiosity to your life. And this next slide just is an example of when you're trying to change your thoughts and your behavior, that there's a negative side to your thoughts and a positive side to your thoughts. So when the negative thoughts come up, like overthinking and what ifs and measured and edgy and nervous and trying to control everything, and you get annoyed and afraid and maybe even pain in your chest, just imagine this 4 inches from your nose. Stop! And choose a new thought, like things that are positive, courageous and hope and possibility and inspired and peaceful, serving your inner truth, encouraged and creative. And people that you work with and around, they will appreciate the new perspective you have on life and how you can share with them. So I do have a next step call to action is on the Great Discovery platform. I do have my secret sauce. Discover your spark, rekindle your joy. If you need help to be introduced to the best version of yourself, I'd love to help you. That's my favorite thing to do. And my course is called Discover Your Spark, Rekindle Your Joy. It's a process of knowing yourself from the inside, your invisible assets. And my book, Fresh, Crazy, and Retirement, Finding Courage, Essence, and Fulfillment, is on both the Great Discovery platform and on Amazon. And hey, if you want to reach me, I'm at Sharon@effortlessvitality.org or on the website SharonRolfe.com. Thank you for listening today, and I want to invite you to be curious for the next 100 years of your life, okay? Thanks for listening.